Carson Wentz has been traded to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2021 third-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick. Now, that could turn into a first-rounder on some things here, and some different things that have to happen. So in order for that to happen, there are two things that need to happen here. He needs to play 75% of the Colts' offensive snap for it to become a first-rounder, or he needs to play at least 70% of the snaps, and the Colts need to make the playoffs. Now that we got that done, there's a couple things here that stick out to me. I know the Eagles had to get rid of a contract here, the massive contract that is of Carson Wentz. But at the same time, I almost felt like you could have gotten maybe a little bit more for a guy that was a former second overall pick. But I mean, once again, back in a couple of years ago, in 2019, I believe, in June of 2019, Carson Wentz signed a 4-year deal worth $128 million. This coming after the couple years before that, the Eagles had won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, which to some was probably a little bit confusing. But at the end of the day, Carson Wentz was going to be paid as one of the top quarterbacks in the entire NFL. And to my opinion, he played like it for a large portion of it until this last season, in which a lot of things just kind of seemed to fall apart. And Jalen Hurts kind of took over for the former North Dakota State Bison. By the way, another little tidbit here. I got the chance to play on his field in North Dakota State at Fargo. Dude's a legend. He's just a legend there. Anywho, we need to go back a little bit more here, though. We need to analyze what exactly Carson Wentz is going to do with the Colts. A lot. He's going to do quite a bit. There's a lot of different things of ways of looking at this. You see, what did the 2017 Eagles and the 2020 Colts have in common? Both had defenses. Both had promising running games. So if Carson Wentz goes back to a team, fresh start with Frank Reich, who was on that Super Bowl team back in 2017, if he gets a running game and a defense, I'm telling you right now, if he can be even a semblance to himself as he was when he was playing as an all-pro MVP type style player back in 2017, in which he completed over 60% of his passes, threw for 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, he will bring them to the Super Bowl. No doubt in my mind. Absolutely none. Carson Wentz is now in a division that, quite honestly, is a lot of fun to watch, number one. But at the end of the day, you got teams that, like the Jaguars, who I think are going to be a little bit more of a rebuilding. You got teams like the Texans, who are also in that rebuilding conversation, but I see some things happening with Deshaun Watson at some point. But then you got the Titans. If Carson Wentz can, again, play even a semblance to himself as the way he was back in 2017 when he was an MVP, in the MVP conversation, the Titans will have no shot. I'm sorry. I know that basically with the Colts defense and how impressive they have been, and the Titans are no slouch of a team. I have to say that right now. The Titans are a very good team. But Carson Wentz immediately makes the Colts Super Bowl contenders. You think about, we've already talked about it. He's got a run game. He's got a defense. But what about the run game, Colton? Well, I'm glad you asked. Guys like Jonathan Taylor, who ran for over 1,160 yards and 11 touchdowns this last year, with Phillip Rivers, let's be honest, he's probably on his last leg. Now, Carson Wentz has Taylor. He's got a young and promising up-and-coming receiving core. Quite honestly, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, even guys like Nyheim Hines. You talk about, who, by the way, led the team in receptions, which is crazy as a running back. You got guys like T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal, Michael Pittman, who, by the way, I think is going to emerge. Michael Pittman is going to emerge with Carson Wentz, with the addition of Carson Wentz. He's got Mo Alley-Cox, who really showed a lot this last year as well. This team with Carson Wentz is now Super Bowl contenders. The Colts are Super Bowl contenders. I hate to break it to everybody here. I know I might get a little bit of flack for that, but I shouldn't, because it's the truth. But at the end of the day, the Colts are Super Bowl contenders because of Carson Wentz. And if he can turn to any semblance turn back to any semblance of the way he played in 2017. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think about the Carson Wentz trade. Who nailed it, who didn't, and quite frankly, do you think the Colts are Super Bowl contenders with Carson Wentz?